Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Neutopia on the TurboGrafx 16. If you've never played Neutopia before, it is a basic Zelda clone. When I say that, I don't mean it's a basic game, I just mean it is 100% Zelda clone. So the whole point is you run around, kill enemies, go into dungeons, fight enemies in the dungeons and the likes, but I'll show you that in a bit. Unfortunately you get a load of story sections at the start and a load of text you have to scroll through that you can't skip, so thankfully I'll be able to skip that through the magic of editing though. Here we go then, this is the start of the game. You actually start in what I'm going to refer to as the main shrine, because I can't actually remember what it's called. Basically you need to come here every now and then to change spheres. Spheres are a bit like areas, a bit like worlds and the likes. Basically you get 2 dungeons per sphere and you have to keep going into these to go to the different spheres. So as I say, it's a Zelda clone, so there's 4 directions of movement and the likes, and you can only attack in 4 directions. However, there is a weapon on the game called the Fire Rod that actually lets you attack in 8 directions. Not going to show you where it is because it really helps out, but it's something you want to be on the lookout for. Like Zelda, it's basically, well, it's very irritating in the way of, well, people telling you where to go and the likes. They'll tell you where to go and it's quite useful, but there's no map or anything saying what zone is what, so it might as well be as if saying there's a needle over there in that haystack. So you have to wander around for a long time basically trying to find the dungeons, and when you beat the dungeons, after you beat the 2 of them, you go back to the shrine and it lets you go into another world and the likes. So there's houses and all sorts where you can go into, and people will basically tell you useless gibberish and the likes, which sometimes they'll be quite useful though, but mainly it's just crap. Basically things like you can find hidden areas on walls with bombs. Well, that's pretty much a duh. So there's all sorts of items and the likes. I'm just going to mention some of them while I'm going on finding the first dungeon. You've got your energy meter at the top there, which to be fair isn't an item, but you can increase it just like you can in Zelda, and you can get quite a few bars of energy. You start with 5, which actually is more than Zelda lets you start with, so that's pretty cool. There's items and the likes, potions to refill those lost squares. I nearly said hearts there. There's also bombs on the game. There's what I'll start with here. I'm just going to stand still for a few seconds. You've got the basic shield, basic armor, and basic sword. You can actually upgrade them all. So currently on my game, I've actually got all the purple armor and everything because I think it looks amazing. And basically, they'll decrease how many energy bars and they'll let you lose from certain enemies, and they'll increase your attack power, so that's pretty cool. There's items that Angel's Wings, and they basically take you back to that main shrine where you can get healed and you can actually save your game. There's 4 save files in the game, and you can password save or save with what's known as a hard save, which is pretty cool. The dungeons are just like any other dungeon on the likes of Zelda. There's certain ones where you have to kill all the enemies to advance through rooms. There's ones where you have to push certain blocks to advance through rooms. There's maps and compasses and the likes that basically help you out. There's certain items that will help you out, like, as I say, the new weaponry and everything. So that's pretty cool. There's also a lantern, I don't know why it popped into my head, but there's also a lantern that you'll need for most dungeons, because most dungeons have really dark areas that you can't actually see the rooms. So that's pretty irritating. So the music and everything's pretty standard. I'm going to let you listen to it, although there is an incessant beep going on, because unfortunately, like Zelda, every time you go down to a certain amount of energy, then that's it, you get a beep. But here's the music anyway. There we go. Graphics, as you can see, a hell of a lot better than the original Zelda. It's a TurboGrafx game though, so it's kind of what you'd expect. But for a TurboGrafx game, I think the graphics are pretty cool. Killing enemies is not only wise because you need to kill them because they'll kill you, but you'll get health and the likes, you'll get gold to buy items and potions and everything, and you'll get other such stuff. So that's pretty cool. You also get them Angel Wings, which I forgot to mention about, because even though you saw us get it. But just to quickly show you, this is the purple armor and the likes that I'm up to here. This is one of the save points later on in the game, because thankfully it's not just the main shrine where you can save. I've got a lot more energy, a lot more health, a lot more bombs and the likes, and I've got the Fire Rod, which I've actually leveled up. Basically, the more energy you get, the more powerful this Fire Rod gets, and the Fire Rod thankfully lets you fire in 8 directions. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.